Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back today and we are going to be weighing the H2. I know a lot of people wanting to know what this bike weighed compared to my other bikes, so that's what I'm gonna do today. And we're gonna be using the same scales, and it's a link in the description for you to get a set of those scales yourself while also supporting the channel. But those scales are pretty accurate because the same scales that we used to weigh the Gixxer, and the Gixxer was 428 here, we used 650 Eve's expensive scales when we was in Charlotte, and the Gixxer weighed 427 point something. So these scales are pretty accurate for what they are and what they cost. So let's go over some of the stuff that's done to the bike today, because it's not really a build log for this bike. So I'm just gonna try to go over as much as I can with y'all. And we're gonna start with the carbon fiber. Obviously, the bike has the Rotobox boost wheels on it. It has the carbon nose, carbon dash panels, carbon tank panels, side tank panels. It's got the full titanium Van Diemen exhaust. This clutch cover though is heavier than the OEM one, so keep that in mind. This is the Extreme Creations quick access clutch cover. And we got the swing arm on, extended swing arm. I think it's a 6 to 10 arm. We got an M2 shock. We do have a catch can on this bike, and we got a Louis Moto custom seat. And then we got Jaegerworks intercooler and stage 3 gears on this bike. So with all of that, I want you guys to guess right now what you think the bike weighs. Granted, I'm gonna probably post a picture anyway beforehand and have people guess what the weight is, and then we're gonna give a shirt away to the person that's closest to it. So that's what we got as far as the weight go. That's what we got as far as like the parts installed on the bike, so y'all can get I guess kind of a view and kind of guess what you think the bike weigh. So now what I want to do is I'm gonna get the bike up on the scales, and then I'll come back with you guys, and then we'll see what it weighs. My predictions, and I have not weighed this bike since actually I haven't weighed this bike since it was basically bone stock wheelbase when I first got the bike. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the bike was 540. I think it was 540. But I'll attach a picture to this video of that actual weight, because I have to go back and find it. But I know I still got it, but I think the bike was 540 or 520. So let me get the front end up on the bike and get the bike on the scale so we can get this weighed. Alright, so the bike's up on the stands. We got the scales in place. Let's check the tank. Like I said, I just got back from filling it up. As you can see, full of fuel. Close that. So let's turn on the scales. Make sure they zeroed out. Zero. This one's plugged in because the battery died in it. Gotta get new batteries for them. That one's zeroed out. So let's get the front down. Okay. And then let's get the rear. Alright. So we're gonna give the bike a second to settle down, and then we'll see what it weighs. So my guess, I'm gonna say from 520 for everything that I've done to this bike so far. If I had to guess, I'm gonna say it's gonna be probably like 480 is my guess. And 480 is what I've always thought it weighed, but I'm pretty sure I can get it lower than that. But I got so much stuff on this bike, like I went over with you guys. It's got a catch can on it, it's got all the air shifter stuff on it, it's got wires for like 3 different gauges in it, so it's got a lot of weight on it. But let's go and look at these numbers before these scales turn out. So the front, we got 218.5. Hold on, we got a glare. All right, 218.5. Side stand, we got let's just call that 125 even. And in the rear, we got 133.3. So the math will be on the screen for you guys. Let me get this thing back off of the scales and on the stands, and then get back to y'all. So that's where we at, 476.8. So I was close. It's a little bit lighter than I expected. And like I said, that's with a full tank of gas. So I wonder if anybody got close. All right, so now that we got the bike off the scales, let's go over the weight. So the bike weighed in at 476.8, which is below what I guessed. I guessed 480. I thought it would be in the 480s range because of everything that's done to it, but it's not. It's a little bit lighter. So knowing that, I'm pretty sure if I wanted to, I can get this bike down into the 460 range, and maybe a little bit less if I really wanted to. But I kind of like the way it's set up now. It is my heaviest bike, is the heaviest of the 4 bikes that I own, at least, but it's also the fastest. So did any of you guys get close with your guesses before you watch the video? Obviously, don't cheat. And whoever got closest in the community post to the weight will get a free Envy Racing shirt. This will be the second time we're giving away a shirt, so be looking for that reply to you, whoever won, and I'll be reaching out to you with an email address for you to send me your info so I can get the shirt out to you. But there we go, guys. Now we've got all the bikes in the fleet weighed, so now we know what they all weigh. So if anybody ever asks, we know. And like I said, these scales that I use, you can get them at the link in the description from Amazon. And if you use the link that's in the description, you also are supporting the channel. So if you do decide to buy a set, please use that link. And these scales are pretty accurate. Like I said before, we weighed the Gixxer on these exact same scales here, and the bike weighed 428. And we took it to Charlotte and put it on Eve's 650 Eve scales, which are some super expensive scales, and the Gixxer weighed 427 point something. So these scales are pretty accurate for what you pay for them. So if you ask me, unless you balling, get you a set of these scales. They're pretty cheap for what they are. And like I said, if you buy a set from the link in the description, you're supporting the channel. So that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully we can get this thing out and actually ride it soon. Right now the bike is still set in its soft tune stage. The rev limiter is still set. I think it's at 12.5 now or something like that. And we still got a lot of the throttle pulled out of the bike, and I'm doing that for me so that I can get back used to the bike and also kind of let the bike break in a little bit before I start actually beating on it. But the way it's set up right now, I am going to take it out and do some 6 to 130 pulls and stuff to see how the bike feels. And then after we put a couple miles on it, I'm going to go ahead and put the full tune in it, because we do have our replacement Van Diemen collector, or whatever that mid pipe is now, because ours is a little squished down there and it's letting air in, so it kind of throws off the AFR. So he's waiting on the new one to come in so we can get the tune dialed in. So once I finally can get back on the schedule to get this bike tuned, we'll take it back to Motorcycle Mall, finish getting the tuning done, because we're going to do the tuning by cylinder to make sure all the cylinders are running the way they're supposed to, and hopefully finish up the tune on the JP8. So until next video, guys, thank you for hanging out, and if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. And make sure, if you want to know when I upload, hit that notification bell, so that way every time I upload, you guys get notified of that. But till next video, guys, see you.